Let's take a look at this and let's get into some gameplay.
Every season I tell myself, I'm only watching a few shows so I don't get overwhelmed. And every season, I lie. This fall's packed with fresh anime, and if you thought avoiding sequel FOMO was gonna save you, sorry buddy. Here are the top 10 news series of fall 2025 that'll ruin your free time in the best possible way.
眠りから覚めた時、そこは200年後の世界だった。
アキラ、私と結婚してください。
We're kicking things off with a post-apocalyptic gut punch courtesy of PA Works. Dust Beyond the End of the World follows Akira, a man who confesses his love to Tawasa just before being put into cold sleep. Fast forward 2 centuries and he wakes up in a world that looks like Studio Ghibli and Nier Automata had an emotional breakdown together. Tawasa, well, nowhere in sight. Instead, he's greeted by Yugure, an android who casually drops a marriage proposal the moment he opens his eyes. Akira, still hung up on Tawasa, sets off with Yugure to search for her in this strange new reality. The premise screams romance, but the kind that mixes heartbreak with breathtaking visuals and quiet moments that sneakily break you in half. Now, this isn't your loud, flashy, seasonal anime. It's the type you watch late at night, wrapped in a blanket, and question whether love can survive time, technology, and the end of the world. Bring tissues and maybe some chocolate. You're gonna need emotional support snacks for this one.
I like the way he narrated it, that's cool. Because if you're a real watcher, like, you know what he's talking about.
何言ってるんですか。本当嫌になるわ。なんで？僕は生きたい。
If revenge is a dish best served cold, this one is straight out the freezer. Backstabbed in a backwater dungeon starts with Light, your average nice guy adventurer who gets literally stabbed in the back by his so-called friends. They leave him to die in a dungeon, but instead of dying, he unlocks unlimited gacha, an ability that lets him summon infinite weapons, monsters, and allies. That's right, this guy basically turns into the Jeff Bezos of overpowered loot.
How to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Anyway, he spends years grinding in secret, building an army so busted you can practically hear game devs screaming nerf this in the distance, and once he's ready he steps out for some quality payback dungeon Lord style. Expect smug monologues, brutal takedowns, and enough remember me moments to fuel an entire season's worth of popcorn chewing satisfaction. If you've ever been betrayed by your MMO party, co-op squad, or that one friend who accidentally took your rare drop, then this is your ultimate catharsis. Light isn't here to save the world, he's here to make sure it regrets never messing with it.
お前たちは絶対に許さない。
Eminence and Shadow.
こういう喋り方だけど、気にしないで。
気にならない。
It's the dance one.
Sports anime have taught us that literally anything can be hyped with enough passion. Volleyball, figure skating, competitive fishing even. Now, One Dance is here to prove the same thing for dancing. Our boy Gaboku is a shy wallflower with a stutter who's mastered the art of going unnoticed until he sees classmate Hikara Wanda dancing like she's auditioning for a shonen fight scene. Something just clicks when he sees her. Gaboku joins the dance club and suddenly we're in Step Up, the anime, except with Madhouse's crisp animation and choreography designed by real-life pro Riehata. This isn't just exaggerated anime feeling. I mean, those moves are legit. With a soundtrack stacked with 30+ hip-hop bangers, every episode is going to be one giant
Alright, we might actually have to peep One Dance in. This is
But
going to
One
be pretty
Dance
good.
isn't just about busting moves. It's about self-expression, breaking out of your comfort zone, and finding your inner voice when words fail. By the end, you'll be either deeply inspired or deeply embarrassed when you try recreating those routines in your living room. Either way, you'll have a blast watching.
Alright, cool. Digimon? They're bringing it back?
The digital monsters are back.
Digimon,
This time,
Digimon
with a darker
monsters,
twist.
Digimon,
Beat Break marks
Digimon.
the franchise's 10th TV series, and while the nostalgia bait is strong, this isn't just a rerun of the same formula. The teaser hints that these Digimon literally feed on human emotions, which sounds way scarier when you realize most anime protagonists are emotional train wrecks. The tone feels more Black Mirror than Saturday morning cartoon, with a shadowy purple cyberspace aesthetic and the tagline emotion-consuming life forms. Still, it wouldn't be Digimon without kids
jam.
and their partner monsters teaming up to save the world. The real intrigue lies in how far they'll push this emotional horror angle. Are we talking heartwarming battles with friendship speeches, or full-on existential dread while your Digimon slowly consumes your anxiety? Either way, this one's primed to give both returning fans and newcomers something fresh, whether you're a Digi-destined veteran or just here for cyber creature chaos. Beat Break promises to hit that sweet spot between old-school adventure and modern psychological thriller. Time to dust off your old
Hopefully it's able to bring like new people into it as well.
もっとビートを刻め
I'm trying to try it out. Sonda, big news on Sonda. We've seen it.
Imagine a world without Christmas. I bet you can't, right? Well, from Baru Itagaki, the creators of Beastars, comes an anime that sounds like a fever dream, Sanda. It's set in a dystopian Japan where birth rates have crashed,
you guys watched
Christmas
Beastars?
is basically extinct, and Santa Claus has been missing for decades.
I have
Enter
not.
Kazushige Sanda, a regular high schooler who discovers he's Santa's last descendant. No reindeer, no sleigh, just a magical transformation that happens when he puts on a red suit. And this isn't ho 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 or cookies and milk Santa. This is action hero Santa, teaming up with a towering classmate named Shiori to save her missing friend and maybe, just maybe, save Christmas. Science Saru is animating, so expect wild, dynamic visuals and Baru's
excited
mix
for this
of
one.
heartfelt weirdness. It's festive, it's bizarre, it's somewhat socially relevant, and it might just make you
You guys
cry
gotta let
into
me
a
know what
chocolate.
this is
If
like.
Miracle on 34th Street and Akira had a chaotic anime love child, then this would be it, you know. Prepare for high-speed sleigh chases, Christmas conspiracy theories, and the most badass Santa that you've ever seen.
テレビアニメ「サンダ」正直ずっと高揚している
Alright, what we got next? What we got next on the plate?
自分がいることに
あなた何者ですの
通り
Another
すがりの
RPG
暗殺者だ
Some light
medieval.
novels bury the lead. This one puts it right on the box. A whole class gets summoned to a fantasy world. The loud-mouthed
Dungeon.
kid becomes the hero with cheat skills, and our boy Akira, he's the assassin. But here's the plot twist. His stats absolutely dunk on the heroes. Naturally, the hero's crew can't handle being upstaged, so they frame Akira and leave him for dead in a labyrinth. Wrong move, you know. Akira escapes, meets an elf girl named Amelia, and embarks on a solo quest to quietly wreck the entire world from the shadows. It's stealth power fantasy at its finest, with assassination skills, underdog grit, and just enough romance to keep things sweet. Over 1.5 million light novel copies sold means fans are
Alright, now
hungry
that
for
is
this
impressive.
adaptation, and the
That's,
premise has
yeah.
deeply satisfying watch written all over it. It's the anime equivalent of getting kicked out of the group project and then scoring the highest grade anyway.
Wouldn't be first on my watch list, but could change my mind.
私はあいつの戦利品としてさらわれたのだったな
Romance in anime often leans on high school awkwardness or fantasy fluff. The Barbarian's Bride instead throws us into a gritty political enemies to lovers saga. Lady Serafina is a knight commander,
Here we go.
proud, disciplined and captured in battle by Vior, a barbarian chieftain feared for his ferocity. But instead of cruelty, Vior shows honor, and that shakes Serafina's entire worldview. What follows is a slow-burning romance woven into the chaos of war, with cultural clashes, strategic allegiances and moments of vulnerability in the quiet between battles. This isn't just a love story, it's about trust, respect, and realizing the enemy might just understand you better than your own people. Expect sweeping landscapes, tense sword duels, and moonlit conversations that will make shippers lose their minds. If Vikings had a shoujo subplot on the budget of a top-tier fantasy anime, this would be it. The Barbarian's Bride is here to give fall 2025 a romance worth fighting for.
男性経験がなさすぎてどうしたらいいか全くわからん
Okay. Wild last boss appeared.
そなたの全力世が受け止めてみせよ
In most isekai, you're the hero summoned to save the world. In a wild
Right.
last boss appeared, you're the villain, and you like it that way. An MMO player wakes up in the game world as his own high-level final boss character, Rufus Mafal, a demon lord empress so overpowered she could solo raid bosses without looking. Problem is, she's been dead for 200 years, and in her absence, the world's gone to hell. Her old subordinates are running wild, kingdoms are in disarray, and heroes think they run the place. Time to set the record straight. This series blends overpowered overpowered flexing with world building, character politics, and that delicious satisfaction of watching every arrogant opponent realize they've picked a fight with the actual final boss. Think Overlord, but gender swapped and with a slightly more playful tone. If you've ever rooted for the boss instead of the party, this is your chance to see them win hard.
It's always cool when they make it from the other end, like a villain side or demon side.
Some anime are wild because of their animation. This one's wild because of its premise. Hinako is depressed, drifting through life when a beautiful mermaid appears and offers to protect her from other monsters in exchange for eventually eating her. It's part horror, part Yuri romance, and entirely unsettling. One minute they're sharing quiet, intimate moments, the next you're reminded that this relationship does have an expiration date, and it's when Hinako becomes dinner. It's the kind of premise that forces you to question love, mortality, and trust, all while keeping you glued to the screen with its eerie, dreamlike visuals. Premiering in October, it's perfect for spooky season, but don't expect jump scares. This is slow burn dread wrapped around bittersweet tenderness. Imagine the Little Mermaid and Hannibal smashed together, then dipped in melancholy. You'll be both rooting for and dreading the inevitable outcome.
君を食べに来ました。
その日、俺はいつものように稽古を終えてまっすぐ帰るはずだった。
Disturbing. New take.
彼らに出会うまでは。
Disney's first proper dive into anime is Twisted Wonderland, and they're not playing around. Based on the hit mobile game, it takes Disney villains and reimagines them as gorgeous anime boys running themed dorms in a magical academy. The first arc, Book of Hearts Labial, focuses on an Alice in Wonderland-inspired dorm ruled by a Queen of Hearts wannabe obsessed with enforcing every rule in the book. Yana Toboso from Black Butler is involved, so expect lavish visuals, theatrical drama, and characters dripping with charisma. Disney's so confident they've already greenlit 3 seasons before the first episode drops. It's part reverse harem, part dark fairy tale, and part how do I explain this to non-anime friends? This is the kind of show that'll dominate fan art feeds and cosplay halls for months.
They got 3 seasons before the first episode.
Anime drama, but just to see how far they'll push these villainous makeovers, Twisted Wonderland is fall 2025's most ambitious newcomer. So there you go, 10 new anime for fall 2025.
It's like Harry Potter, but like with Disney princes. Alright.